Oliver Ames High School Sports home game coverage is underwritten in part by Bank of Easton, Premier Properties, Law Office of Sutton and Sutton, Easton Historical Society and Museum. ECAT would like to thank all sponsors for making coverage of all this year's home games possible.
Oliver Ames High School for today's Rivard Holiday Tournament basketball matchup between the Walpole Timberwolves and your Oliver Ames Tigers. Both teams have worked hard in preparation for this game. We ask all spectators to please show respect to our players, coaches, and officials throughout the event. Now for today's starting lineups, first for the Timberwolves of Walpole High School. A sophomore, number 22, Isabel Adams. A senior, number 0, Chloe Bindon. A senior, number 10, Brooke Ramones. A senior, number 13, Haley Brigham. And a senior, number 23, Grace Ryan. Walpole is coached by Dave Wall. And now for the Tigers of Oliver Ames. At guard, freshman, number 3, Avery Gamble. At guard, freshman, number 22, Cameron Durga. At forward, junior captain, number 13, Sarah Hilliard. At guard, junior captain, number 15, Hayden Serra. And at guard, senior captain, number 11, Maddie Homer. Oliver Ames is coached by Brittany Engel. At this time, we ask those who are able, please stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Oliver Ames High School. As we are getting ready for today's matchup between the Oliver Ames girls basketball team and the Walpole Black Knights in the first game of the holiday tournament, Val Muscato holiday tournament here at the Nixon gym here at Oliver Ames High School. We got the tip right now. Sarah Hilliard out there for the Tigers. Wins it, and it's Oliver Aim ball to start the game. A quick jump shot coming, gonna miss. We got 4 teams playing in this tournament here. This first game is Walpole and Oliver Ames. The next game coming up after this, we have Bishop Fenwick versus the Medfield girls basketball team. We're gonna drive inside by this Walpole team. Nothing's gonna fall. And a rebound goes to Avery Gamble. Sarah Hilliard heading to the line right now. She got fouled on the way up. Give us time to get the starters out there. Out there for Walpole is senior number 10, Brooke Walonis, as the first shot misses from Sarah Hilliard. Out there for Walpole, Haley Brigham, Grace Ryan, Chloe Binden, and Isabel Adams. Hilliard's second shot is good, and she gets a scoring going for the Tigers. Starting out there on the Tigers, number 3, Avery Gamble, out there with Maddie Homer, Sarah Hilliard, Cadence Durba, and Cameron Durba. Heading up right now, we get a dish in the corner for Brigham. Brigham setting it back up top. Drive back to Brigham. 3-point shot coming, gonna hit back rim. It's coming my way, gets saved. And that's gonna be Grace Ryan throwing it off of Hilliard to get the ball on the way out. Nice little athletic play by Ryan getting that ball. Inbound comes in from Binden. Binden gets the ball into Ryan. Ryan guarded by Homer, back to Binden. Binden with a drive in on Hilliard. Nice bounce pass towards the middle. That was picked up by Walonis. Walonis brings it back up top, swings it over to Binden, guarded by Hilliard. This bounce pass isn't going anywhere, goes straight out of bounds. From the Oliver Ames ball. Binden tried that same little pass that she just got inside. Nobody was home this time, though. Cameron Durba bringing the ball up for the Tigers. Cameron Durba, a freshman. 2 freshmen starting out for the Tigers. She hands it off for Gamble, the other freshman. Now a long 3-point shot from Cadence Durba that hits. And that's how Oliver Ames gets this game going quick. Bringing it up now. Ball gets over to Brigham. Haley Brigham. Got a screen, drive is inside, kicks it back out up top for Ryan. Ryan bringing it all the way around. Now in the corner, too many people in that corner. Swinging out back up top. And it's Ryan. Ryan working on Cameron Durba. Trying to get the swing pass over to Binden, but Hilliard gets her hand on it and steals it. Pass intended for Durba goes out of bounds. Fast-paced basketball here early in the first. Like I said, we have a tournament today. The winner of this game goes on and plays the winner of the next game tomorrow. The Oliver Ames game, the losers also play before that game. So there will be a basketball game broadcast on ECAT tomorrow, an Oliver Ames girls basketball game. And we have the boys basketball game tonight, so stay tuned for that. Cameron Durba almost loses the ball, bringing it up the court. She's got it now. Hands it off to Homer, Maddie Homer. I don't know who that pass was intended for, but it ends up in the hands of Grace Ryan. Ryan headed all the way to the bucket and good for 2. Nice little steal and dish to Ryan. Now a quick pass up to Cameron Durba. Almost gets intercepted again, but Durba now with a quick 3-pointer. Not going to go. Rebound is going to Binden. Binden brings it up quickly now. 3-point shot. Rebound is loose. Ends up in the hands of Homer. Homer handing it to Durba to bring it up court. Cameron Durba gets a screen from her sister on the right side. Now a lob pass up top to Homer. Now to Gamble. Gambling on the right side, spinning on Binden. We're going to have a travel. And it's a turnover for Oliver Ames. In this season, we've noticed a lot of travel calls. Refs are not letting that call go lightly. We'll call it almost every time. This is Isabel Adams bringing the ball up the court. Handing it off to Binden. Swing back to Brigham. Brigham working on Durba all the way inside. Durba got her hand on it. They're going to say she got fouled. And it'll send Brigham to the line. And a foul for Durba. First shot, no good. Second shot hits. We got a 1-point game. Oliver Ames quickly getting the ball out to their point guard, Cameron Durba. Durba almost loses it again. Hands it off to Gamble. Gamble driving inside. Over to Hilliard. Corner. Mid-range 2. Going to be short. And the rebound goes to Isabel Adams. Isabel Adams bringing it all the way up in the mid-range. Not going to go. Homer comes down with a Homer with a swing pass now. Up to Durba. Durba working inside. Over to Hilliard in the corner again. Hilliard bringing it back up. Ball is loose on the ground. Picked up by Walpole. Bringing inside. Lob pass. Inside. That one's kept in almost. Stepped on the board. And it's going out of bounds. It's going to be Avery Gamble on the toss, and she gets it into Durba. About halfway through this first quarter, 4-3. Another lob pass inside intended for Cameron Durba. This one gets picked up. That's a key to this Oliver Ames offense. They love those high passes inside because they usually have the size inside with Hilliard and Durba to work those lob passes and get the edge on the board. We have a block on Cameron Durba. Ball coming in from Walpole. Bindon gets the ball in. It works up top. Now back to Bindon in the corner for a quick three-point shot. Gonna hit the rim, no good. Rebound goes to Isabel Adams, who works it back out. Now Bindon back inside. Blocked by Hilliard, but they're gonna say she got fouled. I didn't see a foul, but I was in the same position the ref was. We had the same view, different opinions. Looked like a clean block to me. But it will send Chloe Bindon to the line for a chance to put their team on top. First shot hits, we got a tie game. Oliver Ames' offense has been quiet since that first quick three-pointer by Durba. Both shots hit from Walpole, and they get their first lead of the night, 5-3 here. Cameron Durba bringing the ball up the court. Guarded by Adams. Quick shot, and the three-point hits from Cameron Durba this time. Under the hoop, a little behind the back shot coming from Bindon. Doesn't go anywhere. Ends up in the hands of Cameron Durba. Now to Caden. Swing pass inside to Homer. Homer loses control of the ball. Ends up in the hands of Isabel Adams. Isabel Adams in range at the free throw line. Shot's going to be short. She gets her own rebound. Goes in, puts it back up. This time no good either. Homer has it. And she's going to get fouled by Adams. Some changes for the Tigers coming into the game. Brianna Montero and Maeve Horseman taking out Gamble and Cadence Durba. Cameron Durba, the freshman, brings the ball up the court with a pass inside to Hilliard. Hilliard working and getting in. That got over Bella Brigham. Used the body, just got the nice look, the nice shot. It's 2 points for Oliver Ames. Adams bringing the ball up the court now. Into the corner for Ryan. Back to Adams. Fakes the shot. They're going to say she traveled. Like I said, they're not going to let anyone get away with that travel. Just a little stutter there. I didn't exactly have a look on her foot, but it was a quick little stutter, and the ref didn't let anything go for a second. Those will be called every time. 2:20 to play here in this first quarter. Inside to Hilliard, back up top to Montero. Montero with a handoff pass, back to Cameron Durba. Took a three-point shot that got blocked by, that's Walonis now driving in. Walonis gets stripped by, looked like it was Horseman. And we're gonna have a change. Hilliard coming out, Durba back in, Cadence Durba. Adams, lob pass with good defense by Cadence Durba to get her hand on that. She looked like a corner playing on a football team there, defending a pass, but Walpole gets another try. They get it into this time to Grace Ryan up top, the senior. Swings it over into the corner for Wallonis. Inside pass. Going up with a shot. Going to rattle around, be no good. Walpole coming down with the rebound, trying to get it back up top. Now Wallonis, three-point shot. Hits. Brooke Wallonis now quickly up to Horseman for the Tigers. Horseman inside finds Montero. Montero using the body, putting up the shot. Not going to go. Kind of looked like an elbow, but I'm not going to complain. Adams now. Adams driving inside all the way to the bucket, putting up with one hand. It looks good. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Oliver Ames. Fast-paced basketball here in the first quarter. Definitely a good first quarter by both teams. Not a lot of fouls, not a lot of turnovers. One travel each by each side. At this point, Cameron Durba has 3 points. Cadence Durba with 3. Sarah Hilliard has 1. The Oliver Ames offense keeps trying those long passes. They work occasionally, but they are risky to get quickly a turnover. Someone get their hand in there. Knock the ball away, but it's a staple of their offense, and I'm gonna hope they continue to run it, as it works for the most part, but it's certainly a risky offense to run. Back and forth game here in the first quarter. Cadence gets the ball into Cameron, bringing it up the court, taking her time with it. About a minute 30 to go here in the first quarter. Pass over to Homer on that right side, looking for help, gets it up top to Durba. Durba at the point, now to Horseman. Horseman, with a stutter step, moves it to her left side, gets room for Durba to take a long three-point shot. Not going to go anywhere. She was about a foot off the line. Still attempt that shot anyway. Durba takes those long three-point shots. Inside now, Adams swinging it out in the corner. Three-point coming and not going to hit. That was attempted by Boivestert, Caitlin Boivestert. I haven't seen her name yet. Cameron Durban now taking a shot. Mid-range 2, hits back rim, no good. Rebound goes to Haley Brigham. Brigham now bringing it up the court quickly. Over to Adams. Adams, step back, 3. Not going to go. Rebound goes to Olvestort. And putting it back up and good for 2. Walpole with a 3-point lead here. About 30 seconds to play. Cameron Durba steps back. She's guarded by Brigham. They hand it off to Cadence. Cadence swinging it inside, trying to find Cameron. That's what I'm saying. It works when it works, but it gets intercepted. Horseman luckily picks the ball off again. Oliver Ames gets another chance. 10 on the clock. Long 3 from Cameron. Not going to go. And that's Bella Bingham coming down with the ball. Ball's loose. Montero diving on it. Good offensive play. That's the quarter going to run out. And that is the first quarter. So after 1, we have a 12-9 Walpole lead. As it was a back and forth first quarter, both teams trying out different things. The 3-ball seemed to be constant on both sides. Cadence and Cameron Durba both attempting long 3-point shots, hitting on a couple of them. On the other side of the ball, Isabel Adams and Brooke Wallonis letting them fly from beyond the arc. Seems to be something that's going to push these teams as this game goes on. See how they change their defense. Maybe they bring out a little bit more on the perimeter. But it's anyone's game here, 9-12, back and forth through that first quarter. Oliver Ames keeps running that same little play with those long passes inside. Those arching passes trying to feed the ball into the middle. The problem is they don't always connect. But when they have the size inside, when Cadence Durba and Sarah Hilliard are inside, they usually have the size advantage over the other team. And getting going here, Walpole has it to start.
That's Brigham. Brigham over to her right side to Walonis. Walonis back up top now. Bindon, 3-point shot on Durba. Hits back rim, no good. Rebound is loose. Ends up in the hands of Bella Bingham. They get it back up top for another shot. This time Durba's coming down with it. Another board for Durba down deep. And she gets the ball. A baseball pass up to Hilliard now. Hilliard, a little bit of effort. She might need some help. Gets around, putting up a shot, no good. All blue down there in the paint. And we're going to have a jump ball staying Oliver Ames away. So the good extra effort from Sarah Hilliard gets her team an extra little possession here. Cameron Durba to get the ball to inbound. Cameron with a bounce pass up top all the way to her sister, taking a shot, hit back rim, no good. Oh, they're going to call it up. It hit the top of the backboard. I didn't see that. I thought it just was a big bouncing ball that eventually went in. We're going to have a violation down there. I didn't quite catch what was happening. I was adjusting my seat, but Oliver Ames gets the ball back once more. Cameron to inbound. She gets it all the way out to Cadence Durba, working it inside to Hilliard. Hilliard working it around, trying to put up a shot. It gets blocked, but Homer gets the rebound, puts it up herself and gets fouled. Homer's going to the line for 2 shots. Homer's first one, no good. A change for Walpole as Grace Ryan checks back into the game. Second shot from Homer up, back rim, no good. Rebound is still loose and gets one out by Walpole. Bringing it up now, Bella Bingham into the corner. Grace Ryan, guarded by Durba. Ryan works it back up top, over to Walonis. Walonis trying to work on Montero, bring the ball in, throwing up a chance of a shot, hits backboard hard, ends up in the hands of Hilliard. Hilliard over to Durba to bring it up. Durba quickly to Montero now, loses control, has to regain possession back in the corner. Hands it off to Cadence Durba. Pass gets intercepted by, looked like it was Bingham. And now Walpole has the ball going the other way. Ryan to Walonis. Swing all the way into the corner to Bingham. Now inside, pass tipped and ends up in the hands of Cadence Durba. Quickly now to Montero. Montero can't control it. She's back in that corner. It's getting fought for. Walonis looks like she ripped the ball out from Montero. Just was out of bounds when she did so Oliver Ames is going to retain possession. Avery Gamble checking back in the game for Oliver Ames. Cameron Durba checking out. Inbound pass comes into Maddie Homer. Homer works it up to Durba. Cameron Durba inside to Hilliard, who was cutting through the lane. Loses control, fighting for it on the ground. Walpole wins it out. Walonis coming up the court now quickly. Working on Durba, and Durba with a hard block to deny that right there. And now Hilliard going the other way. Can't finish. We have some back and forth basketball here quickly. Coming up Walpole now. Ryan inside, bounce pass. Going up for the shot, gonna get fouled. Gonna get traveled, excuse me, it's gonna be a travel. I didn't even look at the ref. I just thought she got traveled. She got fouled. But like I said, they're not gonna let any of those foul calls go. No scoring here in this second quarter so far. Durba feeding to Montero. Montero with a bounce pass inside, back to Homer. Homer made me eat my words as we get the first 2 points of this second quarter. Walpole now working the ball over to Brigham. Putting up a shot. It's defended by Cadence Durba. Durba with a good defensive second quarter here. Has possession of the ball now. Working inside, gets it stripped. That's Bella Bingham coming and getting her hand in on the ball now. And Walpole has possession. Over in the corner, Bingham now with a three-pointer. Not going to go. Ball is loose. Homer has possession. Maddie Homer was trying to feed it to Hilliard inside. Hilliard didn't cut. And Walpole takes the ball right back. Up Up top, that's Isabel Adams. Isabel Adams driving all the way, putting up a floater. It's about the second time she's done that. We're going to have a timeout. In Oliver Ames timeout, they're going to go over, I believe, that specific play right there. That's about the second or third time Isabel Adams has just driven right through the lane, putting up a little floater with one hand. It's looked like a really good shot opportunity, and I think they're going to go over how to defend against that, maybe how to slow down on offense, and getting a little bit ahead of themselves in those cut passes through the lane. But who am I to know? About 4:43 to play here in this first half. A 14-11 Walpole lead over Oliver Ames. A good basketball game here today at Muscato Stadium. The first of many. There was a bell ringing here. I wasn't sure why it was ringing, but we're gonna get ready for this second half of this second quarter here. Tigers get the ball to start out of the break. Caden Sturba to inbound, giving the ball off to Cameron Durba. Cameron bringing the ball up court, guarded by Grace Ryan. Pass over to Avery Gamble on her left side. Gamble driving back all the way their way, needs help. Off to Cameron Durba. Cameron steps back a little bit, works around the screen. Now has the ball inside, works it to Montero. Handoff pass to Cameron. Cameron, a little bit of separation, takes the three-point shot, hits backboard, ends up in the hands of Montero. Shot clock still running. Going up with the shot, and that's Montero. Nice little play through the lane, getting the Tigers 2 points there. Now a full-court deep press defense coming from the Tigers, looking to switch things up. The ball is loose. Maybe it's working. They have to work it over to Brigham. Brigham now in the lane. Gets it over to Ryan. Grace Ryan, shot doesn't find anything. Walpole gets the rebound though, and Wallonis controls it back up top. Wallonis trying to feed it inside. She does. Walpole up with a shot. Back rim, no good. Gets her own rebound. It's still loose. Isabel Adams, mid-range 2 hits. Isabel Adams is having a game. Cameron Durba working the ball up, needs help. Hands the ball off to her sister Cadence up top, working the same way, swinging it over, trying to find Cameron. Just out of her reach. Avery Gamble picks it up, puts up a shot. Not going to go. Walpole ball. Quickly now. Adams. Step back. That's a long 2, but it hits. Isabel Adams putting on a show here. Cameron Durba working through the lane. She's going to get fouled on her way up. I think it was going to be before the shot. Foul's going to be on Grace Ryan. 3:09 here to play. Second quarter. Completely different look for the Tigers. They're taking out Horseman and Montero. Putting Hilliard and Annie Riley back in. Ball comes in. Riley moving to her left side. Stops, pulls back out. Over to Homer, to Hilliard in the corner. Good separation for a 3. No good. Riley with good effort on the rebound. It's fought for. It's going to be a jump ball. The lead going Walpole way. Isabel Adams. Full court coming from the Tigers. Long pass over to Ryan and a bounce pass. Good job by Sarah Hilliard getting there to get. I think she kicked the ball, got off her knee, but she got in the way of that pass, which was definitely going to be 2 points for Walpole. So good defensive effort by Sarah Hilliard, stopping 2 points. Walpole has to get the ball in now. They work the ball all the way up top to Adams. Now to Ryan. Now we got Brigham. Brigham guarded by Cameron Durba. Pulls in, stops, needs help. Passes to the center inside. Shot's not going to go. Hilliard comes down with it. Quickly now to Annie Riley. Riley trying to feed it into the corner for Gamble. Walpole got a hand on it, going out of bounds. It's going to stay Oliver Ames' ball. Cameron Durba to her right side finds Gamble. Gamble guarded by Wallonis. Tripped up on the ground. It's going to be a jump ball. Olive Ames' way this time. I think she just lost her footing from under her, went down on the ball. Walpole saw a loose ball, decided to jump on it. Cameron back up top to Gamble again. Gamble hands it back to Cameron Durba. Cameron Durba saw a lane she liked, putting up a shot, no good. Just a little bit too much on it. Ball still loose, still loose. Avery Gamble's the one that comes down with it. Gamble coming in, mid-range 2. No good. This time it's Hilliard. And she's getting fouled. 2 offensive rebounds there for the Tigers. As that foul is coming on Caitlin Boisvert. Horseman coming back into the game for the Tigers. They're going to not call that on the shot. And Durba's going to have the ball to get it in again. Durba to Hilliard, over to Horseman up top. Back to Durba, separation, long 3-point shot, doesn't find anything. Hits off of Annie Riley and heads out of bounds. Press still present for the Tigers. Giving Walpole some work. They finally work the ball all the way up to Bindon. With a long pass. Bindon now cross court. Over into the corner. 3 hits. That's Haley Brigham in the 3-point corner. And the Tigers got to do something quick. This lead is growing for Walpole late here in the second quarter. We're going to have to stop. I believe it was another Olive Ames timeout. They don't want this game to get away from them here. 1:29 to play here in the first half. 21-13, the Walpole lead over Olive Ames. Olive Ames struggling to get points here in this second quarter. Only 2 connections. I believe Montero drove through the lane, and Homer have the only points of this quarter. On the other side of the ball, Isabel Adams is having a day from inside. Mid-range 2s, driving through the lane. I don't think I've seen her take a 3-point shot yet. She's definitely connecting on her 2-pointers. And that was just Haley Brigham for Walpole, connecting on the 3-pointer, driving up their lead even more. So the 3-pointers are still falling for the Black Knights. Olive Ames has changed up their defensive scheme, coming out with the press. Hilliard's going to get the ball in this time. Hilliard into Riley. Riley hands it off to Cameron Durba. Cameron back, trying to feed Hilliard. Hilliard inside, travel, they got her. That one connected, that little over-the-head pass. Connector for the Tigers this time. Hilliard coming down with it, couldn't get it quickly now. Walpole with a nice little play up the court. They just couldn't finish. Loose ball gets picked up by Annie Riley. And now Olive Ames bringing the ball up the court the other way. Durba to her left side, hands it off to Hilliard. Hilliard trying to get help. A little bit of separation for a 3-point shot. Not going to go. Good effort by Homer to try to come down with the rebound. Eventually ends up in the hands of Chloe Bindon. 47 seconds to go. Bindon over to Wallonis. Wallonis. Now Ryan, 3-point. Excuse me. Brigham. That's Brigham with a 3-point shot that falls. Horseman now. Swing pass over to Hilliard. Hilliard looks surprised. Putting up a little floater. Not going to go. Gets her own rebound. She doesn't. 20 seconds to go. Wallonis with the ball for Walpole. Over to Isabel Adams. Adams at the top, guarded by Homer. Trying to do it all herself. Back out, 3-point, no good. It's one on the clock. Cameron gets the shot off, not gonna go. And that's the first half. So after 2 quarters, 24-13, the score here in what was a back and forth first quarter. Second quarter definitely went more of Walpole's way. All the Reims struggling offensively, only coming up with 2 made field goals. Changed up their defensive scheme, but we'll see how things continue in the second half. Stay tuned. We'll have second half coverage right after this break.
Involved in the community. On ECAT, you can explore the town with Gail Devins.
Hello, I'm Gail Devins, and welcome to our show, Discover Easton.
Tell your story with Harrison Young on Topic Time.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young on a...
Learn something new with the Ames Free Library. Relax with the Ron Van Dam Show.
Ron Van Dam Show, that's who I am. I'm Ron Van Dam. Thank you so much.
Check in on the latest in live town meetings.
2022 Select Board meeting, and Happy New Year.
Stay up to date with all of Ames high school news and live sports.
Tiger Talk.
Share your thoughts on the community forum.
Welcome to Community Forum.
And listen to some exciting new music. So stay connected with Easton Community Access Television. Oliver Ames High School Sports home game coverage is underwritten in part by Bank of Easton, Premier Properties, Law Office of Sutton & Sutton, Easton Historical Society and Museum. ECAT would like to thank all sponsors for making coverage of all this year's home games possible.
Easton Community Access TV, or ECAT, is pleased to announce format changes to its website, www.eastoncat.org. Our viewers will now be able to watch online 24/7, 4 channels streaming live the following program areas: public, education, and government, as well as offering high definition, or HD. Moreover, when viewers log into the website, they will be greeted by spectacular drone footage depicting beautiful, historic Easton. Furthermore, ECAT's revised content on demand provides shows, meetings, concerts, sports, and more in convenient playlists. The community calendar page gives viewers a listing of community events which ECAT is recording and live streaming for the current month. On this page, viewers can also request coverage of an event which they would like ECAT to film and broadcast. In the New to Easton section, newcomers can find a list of local resources and videos on the history of Easton and on its prestigious historical buildings, as well as tours of local businesses. ECAT has made these changes for easier navigation of its website and for better communication with its viewing audience. Thank you for watching.
Hello, everybody. You are watching Oliver Ames High School Girls Basketball on ECAT, Easton Community Access Television. Check out all of our live and on-demand programming at eastoncat.org. If you haven't already, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just search for Easton Community Access Television. For Easton residents, you can watch live sports and other Easton Public School programming on Comcast 97, Verizon Fios 24 select games, also on the new ECAT channel Comcast 1072 of Verizon 2122. Welcome back as we are here for the third quarter of this Muscato Holiday Tournament.
The first game, girls basketball, Oliver Ames Tigers are taking on the Walpole Black Knights here at the Nixon Gym. Oliver Ames down 24-13, 11 points the difference as this one gets going. Walpole has the ball. 3-point shot coming, not going to go. Rebound, Walpole gets it. That's Isabel Adams working the ball back up top for Willonis as they get a new shot clock. It was a back and forth first quarter. The second quarter, Walpole really started pulling away in this one. Up is Willonis. That one's rattling around, not going to go. Cameron Durba lets that one roll out of bounds as Adams was the last one to get her hand on it. It's a long first possession for the Black Knights. Cameron Durba bring the ball up now. Pass over to Gamble. In the corner now, Hilliard. Hilliard back to Cameron, guarded by Adams. Throwing up a shot, not going to go. Rebound, Hilliard putting it up. She gets fouled. She's going to the line. That's 2. Hilliard's shot, no good, so just 2 on the possession. Quickly now, Walpole gets the ball into the corner, loses possession, going out of bounds off of Durba. Thinking hit her on the pass. Isabel Adams with the ball. Adams over to Willonis. Willonis now back to Brigham. Brigham driving inside, shot's no good. Gamble comes down with it. Gamble with a pass all the way to Hilliard. Hilliard under the bucket for 2 points. Sarah Hilliard's come out firing here in this third quarter. Quickly 4 points for her as she's bringing Oliver Ames back into this game. Adams, shot no good. Rebound Durba. Cadence Durba over to Maddie Homer. Quickly inside to Hilliard. Hilliard wants another one. She's got it. Sarah Hilliard's got 6 points on 3 shots as she gets Oliver Ames right back into this one. It's a 5-point game. Adams over to her right side. Back up top to Willonis. Now, Adams has to reach up and jump for that one. Trying to feed Olbsterd inside, and Hilliard gets her hand on it, knocking it out there. Defense and offense coming from Sarah Hilliard out in this second half. Adams to Willonis. Quickly a shot coming. No good. Rebound is going to Homer. Cadence Durba trying to feed Cameron. Pass doesn't get there. Walpole controls it now, taking their time. Haley Brigham to her left side, hands it off to Grace Ryan. Now Willonis. Willonis driving in on Homer. No shot. Foul's coming on Maddie Homer. Isabel Adams getting the ball in for another quick shot from Willonis. That was a long 2. That's not going to go. Cameron Durban needs help. She's going to get fouled. That one coming on Brooke Willonis, the senior captain of this Walpole team. One of 3 senior captains. Cameron Durba over to Maddie Homer. Homer feeding Cameron inside. Turn around, putting up a shot. Not going to go. Rebound goes to Walpole. Grace Ryan now. Hand off to Willonis. Now to Brigham. Brigham guarded by Gamble on the left side. Spins around. Back to Willonis up top. Had separation but didn't get the pass cleanly in a... Looked like a block was coming, but it's going to be a foul. And we're going to have a foul on Durba. It's going to give Brooke Walonis 2 shots at the line. First shot connects. 6-point game, 4:45. Walonis has another one at the line. Walonis with a shot. It's good. She connects on both of them. Cameron Durba. Hand off to Cadence Durba. Durba, separation. Tries it. 3-point. No good. Hits left rim. And a steal from Cameron Durba, working it inside to Maddie Homer. Maddie Homer putting up a shot. She's going to get fouled heading to the line. A good steal from Cameron Durba to go get that basketball. Hilliard's going to the line. That was Hilliard putting up a shot. Hilliard's first one, perfect. Second shot, no good. Rebound goes to Walpole. Walonis has the ball. Bringing it up slowly for the Black Knights. Over to Isabel Adams. Adams working on Cameron Durba. Hands it off back to Brooke Walonis. Inside now to Boisvert. Boisvert throwing up a left-handed shot, no good. That is Isabel Adams coming down with the rebound and putting it back up for 2 points. Now over to Gamble. Avery Gamble throwing up a chance of a shot. It's going to hit the side of the backboard, be no good. And Grace Ryan comes down with it. Ryan over to Isabel Adams. Adams has a little speed driving in, hands it back off to Walonis. 3-pointer is good from Walonis. It's the second time she's hit here in this third quarter. The lead back up to 11 for Walpole. Cameron Durba trying to answer, no good. Rebound is loose, ends up in the hands of Brooke Walonis. Now up to Brigham. Brigham to Isabel Adams. Adams driving on Gamble inside, rattles around, no good. Ball is loose. Fought for on the ground. It's still loose. It's going to be a jump ball. Believe heading Oliver Ames' way. Yes. It's Oliver Ames' ball. Montero coming back into the game for Oliver Ames. Bella Bingham coming back in for Walpole. Cameron Durba brings it up, swings it over to Cadence Durba. Cadence Durba guarded by Brooke Walonis. Looking for Montero to make a move. Works it back the other way to Cameron Durba. Cameron Durba guarded by Grace Ryan. Gets on her left side, swings it over. Good job by Sarah Hilliard to get there. She did step out of bounds just barely. Just barely, but she did. Almost saved it. But it's a turnover for Oliver Ames. And not what they need with an 11-point differential here. Turning the ball back over in the hands of Isabel Adams and Brooke Walonis. Definitely been the two bright spots for this Walpole team so far. Back up top to Isabel Adams. Adams on Montero, throwing up a floater. That one, they're letting no whistles. No flags fly, but we have a steal coming out from Brigham, handing up to Adams. Adams can't finish. Rebound is loose. Hilliard comes down with it and works it out to Montero. 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Montero stops, needs help, stripped by Walonis. Walonis has it going the other way. Quickly now at the bucket, no good. Back out now, Cameron Durba. Slows things down a little bit. Brings it back inside, got a stutter step all the way in, throwing up a left-handed shot. Isn't going to go. Finally going to get a stop. Looks like a foul coming on Maddie Homer. Cadence Durba checking out. Horseman coming back in. Under 2 to go here in the third quarter. Adams guarded by Montero all the way up. Gets a screen. Loses the ball to the left side. Just steering to call it Walpole ball. I didn't see the Oliver Ames player that got the hand on it. Back up top to Walonis. Brigham, line drive, three-point shot, not going to go. Rebound is loose on the ground for Bindon to pick it up. Bindon heads it up top to Brigham. Brigham driving inside on Maeve Horseman, throwing the shot, not going to go. Ball is still loose on the ground, going to get tied up for a jump ball. Ooh, or a foul coming on Maeve Horseman. Thought she got on the ball. Referee thought she got on the player. So a fresh shot clock here for Walpole, but they don't need it. They get the ball quickly into Brigham. He gets it up just like that, and 2 points for Walpole. Cameron Durba trying to do it all herself, goes in, gets blocked by Walonis. Durba coming back in. Cadence taking out Sarah Hilliard. Cameron up top to Cadence. Cadence working around Isabel Adams, who strips the ball. On the ground is Montero fighting for it. We're going to have a foul. Looks like it's coming on Isabel Adams. And Oliver Ames will keep the ball here. 1:04 to go. Inbound comes to Cadence Durba. Guarded closely by Bindon. Durba works it one way, has to work it back the other way. Defense needs help now. Pass over to Maeve Horseman, under a minute to go. Horseman guarded by Brigham. Over to Cameron Durba, long three-pointer. It's gonna be no good, coming my way. Saved by Maddie Homer, which throws it right in the hands of Walpole. Coming up now quickly, Adams at the bucket for two, Isabel Adams. Shot clock turned off. Under 30 to play here in the third quarter. Quickly, a pass from Cameron Durba inside to Maddie Homer, who gets stripped on the way up. Gonna keep the ball, but it was Haley Brigham who got the ball loose there. Coming in, Lauren Offgone for the first time. Pass goes to Horseman. Horseman feeding to Durba. Durba. Three-point shot hits. Oop. Inside, time's going to expire. And that is the end of the third. After three done, 35-23, the score. Walpole over Oliver Ames here. $12 points the difference as we got 8 minutes to play. Oliver Ames came out in that third quarter looking good. Sarah Hilliard was looking hot, had 6 points on 3 shots. Went to the line on one of them. Defense was looking good. Seemed like they could control those 3-point shots. I believe it was Walonis attempting them. She attempted 2 or 3 that didn't connect early on, and then they started falling again for Walpole. Started breaking back out. 12 points the difference. Nothing Oliver Ames can't come back from in one quarter, but they definitely have to make some changes if they want to do so. Eight to play here, and Walpole starts with the ball. Brooke Walonis has definitely had a big influence on this game. Back over to Grace Ryan, and now to Bella Bingham. Walonis inside, trying to feed Brigham. Shot's going to be no good. Rattles around. Going to go off of a Walpole player and be Oliver Ames basketball. So OA gets the nice stop they needed to start this fourth quarter, maybe move along with that momentum. Cameron Durba over to Maddie Homer. Homer to Cadence Durbin now inside, feeding Sarah Hilliard. Hilliard turning around, going inside, putting a shot that's going to get blocked. That's Bella Bingham, got her hand on it, but they get the second effort. 2 points good for Oliver Ames. This is Lauren Offgaunt with the ball now. Offgaunt feeds it over to Bingham, now to Wallonis. Wallonis back up top, lots of separation, but the shot's no good. Bingham comes down with a rebound though, feeds Wallonis. Cadence Durbin got a tip on that pass, but it made its way to Offgaunt, who feeds it back up top to Ryan and slows things down. Ryan now Wallonis. Wallonis, that was definitely a charge. Okay, thank you. The charge is going to get called. Oh, what? Oh, excuse me. They're going to call Maddie Homer on a block on what I definitely thought was a charge, but ref was closer than I was. Wallonis gets the ball inside to Bindon. Up top to Ryan, now Brigham. Brigham's guarded by Hilliard, swing it over to Wallonis. Wallonis sees a lane, driving inside, throwing up a shot. It was contested. Maddie Homer comes down with the rebound. Homer now, over to Hilliard. Hilliard quickly to Annie Riley, putting up a shot, no good. Wallonis on the board. Fast-paced basketball for the Oliver Ames Tigers. Connecting on their passes, good ball movement, just not finishing at the rim. Isabel Adams inside, no good inside passes, no good. Good defense by Annie Riley. Cameron Durbin has the ball, feeding Hilliard. Hilliard at the rim, 2 points is good. We got a game here. 8 points the difference, 6 to play. Adams controls the tempo as she brings the ball up slowly. Chloe Bindon feeds it over to Brigham. Grace Ryan. Ryan to her right side. Oliver Ames staying in the zone. Wallonis with a three-point shot that hits. A deep, high three-point shot from Wallonis. If those keep falling, Oliver Ames is going to have trouble getting back in this one. Hilliard attempting one of her own. Is not going to go anywhere. Head right out of bounds. For Walpole, Bella Bingham coming back in, taking out Grace Ryan. Once again, Adams controlling tempo, bringing it up slowly. Gets a screen to her right side, takes it. Hilliard meets her though and stops her momentum, but it's another three-point shot. This time it is Brigham. And just like that, Walpole decides to break away. That's 6 points on 2 possessions for Walpole. It's 41-27 as Oliver Ames decides to take a timeout. So once again, just like the third, Oliver Ames comes out of the break looking great. Connecting on what they want, getting their passes inside of the rim, good defensively. But it seems like Walpole's just found ways to figure out this Oliver Ames defense. Keep getting around them, figure out new techniques. Once Oliver Ames adjusts to those, they go back to the old. They're connecting on the drives inside by Adams and Wallonis. Out deep, Brigham and Wallonis hitting on some long three-point shots. They are falling for Walpole. On the other side of the ball, Cadence and Cameron Durbin are also trying to keep up with the shooting, just not falling as much on this side. So we'll have 5 minutes, 11 seconds as we kick things off. Maddie Homer is going to get the ball into Cameron to get things going for the Tigers. We'll see what's different. Cameron Durbin up to Cadence. Guarded by Bingham inside to Hilliard. Hilliard guarded by Bindon. Back over to Montero. Montero driving inside. But that was Brigham getting, great job getting her hand on that ball. I believe that was, yes, Haley Brigham. As Montero was driving through her, Montero had some speed, and Brigham just snuck a hand in on there. Surprised everyone. Press coming from the Tigers, but Wallonis finds a way to get the ball into Brigham. Bringing the ball up the court for Walpole all the way through, throwing up a shot, no good, no foul. Second effort falls. That is Bella Bingham for 2 points. As the Walpole offense isn't letting up here. Cameron Durba, guarded by Walonis, trying to feed it to Homer. Gets it there, but Homer gets it stripped. Another turnover for Oliver Ames. Bindon trapped by Montero, and we're going to take a timeout. Smart timeout by Walpole, as Bindon had nowhere to go with that one. So even out of the break after the timeout, things still not falling for Oliver Ames. 27-43 the score in this one. We got 4:20 to go. .16 points. I believe this is the biggest lead of the night for Walpole. So they have not let off the gas a bit. Out of the break, Cameron Durba, Cadence Durba, Sarah Hilliard, Montero, and Homer for the Tigers. It's Walonis, Bingham, Brigham, and Gardner. Adams, not I keep saying Gardner. Isabel Adams. Adams gets the ball to bring it up. On Montero. A little bit of momentum. We're going to have a foul on Montero, as there was a nice screen. I didn't see who got the screen in there. I think it was Bella Bingham. Adams gets the ball in to Walonis. Brooke Walonis controlling tempo. Guarded by Homer at the top. To her right side. Saw a lane she liked. Gave Adams some room. She did the same thing to Walonis. Walonis just didn't connect. Rebound goes to Walpole, though. Those offensive rebounds are killing the Tigers. Can't give the team a whole nother possession, especially when you're down here trying to come back. Chloe Bindon getting it over to Bella Bingham. Now to Walonis. To Adams. Adams looking for help. She's guarded by Hilliard. Gets it up top back to Walonis. Walonis trying to work on Homer. Working on her left side. Hands it off. Swing pass, but Montero's there to intercept. Montero needs help. Gets it to Cadence. Going to travel on Homer. Cadence handed that ball back off to Maddie Homer instead of just continuing with it. Homer wasn't expecting it. Grabbed the ball, traveled. 43-27, 3:18 to go. With speed, Adams into the corner. 3-point shot, no good, doesn't find anything. Fight for it, ball's still in. Cadence Durber's the one that picks it up. Hands it off to Hilliard. Hilliard now quickly trying to find Cameron. That ball doesn't get there, but Montero picks it up. Bounce pass to Homer, and it's up. Nice little play by the Tigers. Keeping control of that possession the entire way through. Brigham over to Bindon, now up top to Walonis. Walonis back into the corner for Brigham, working it inside for Adams. Adams over to Bindon, shot's not going to go, rattles around, fought for it. Hilliard was taller and she just grabbed it over it. Durba now. Cadence Durba. Over to Cameron. 2:30 to go. Cameron Durba working the other way. She's guarded by Grace Ryan beyond the arc. Working to her left side. Cadence Durba from deep isn't going to go. And Walonis comes down with the ball. Cadence Durba takes some deep three-point shots. She's 3 or 4 feet off the line sometimes. Grace Ryan over to Adams is going to get fouled. And Walpole has entered the bonus as Adams is going to go to the line for 1-on-1s. First shot is good. She's going to get another. Second shot is good as well, so Adams connects on both. Makes her trip to the line worthwhile. Biggest lead of the night for Walpole, 16 points. Under 2 to go here. Durba almost gets stripped, ball on the ground. Gonna have a foul coming on, I believe it was Walonis. Brooke Walonis. Quickly into Cameron Durba. Cameron guarded by Grace Ryan on that far side. Back up top for Maddie Homer. Homer feed to Hilliard. Hilliard over, throwing up a shot. Not going to find anything. Going out of bounds. Good defense from Walpole. Binden finds Walonis. Press staying from Oliver Ames. Grace Ryan up top, feeds it to Binden, now to Adams. Adams guarded by Montero. Over to Brigham, Brigham driving inside, feed to Walonis in the corner, back up top to Adams. Walpole taking as much time as they need. Montero trying to get a hand on it, she can't, ball still loose in the corner, Binden, three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Cameron Durba. Durba trying to feed it over to Cadence Durba, loses it, Brigham comes up with it. Brigham just playing keep away until she gets fouled. And she's heading to the line. Haley Brigham at the line. Chance to give Walpole the biggest lead of the night. With 1-on-1s here. Shot is good. She'll get another. Shot goes up. She hits on them both. And the lead is up to 18. Cameron Durba back up to Cadence. This time she was about 5 feet off that line. They're going to be no good. Montero saves the ball. Putting it back up. No good. Just can't finish. Unlucky bounces for the Tigers there. We're going to have a foul on Montero. .35 to go, and Adams is going to the line for Walpole. Isabel Adams has had a game tonight, especially early on in that first half. Isabel Adams and Brooke Walonis. Definitely worth a mention up for that on that Walpole team. Adams hits her first one. Hits on them both. It's a 20-point lead for Walpole. 30 to go. Over to Montero. Montero, like the look, goes inside, takes the shot. She's going to get fouled on it. And Montero heading to the line. First shot by Montero, no good. Second shot, rattles around, no good. Rebound, Walonis. Shot clock's turned off. Oh, that pass just got out of play. Oliver Ames is going to let the clock run out, but that ball just got out of play, and Oliver Ames is going to get the ball back. Homer into Durba. It's about 20 to go if the Tigers want to get one final last little possession. Durba puts up the shot, no good. Bindon comes down with a rebound, and that's going to be it. Horn sounds, and that is the final tonight. 49-29, Walpole over Oliver Ames here at the Nixon Gymnasium in the first game of this tournament. So Oliver Ames girls will play the early game tomorrow. That game will be broadcast on ECAT. We will send out something with a reminder, letting you know about the games. It's a great game tonight. All back and forth game through that first quarter. Walpole really started taking control in the second. Oliver Ames seemed like they were trying to get control of that Walpole offense, trying to get a little bit of rhythm on their offense themselves, but every time they did, Walpole changed things up and eventually came out with a 20-point win. So that's all from me. I've been Jack Ryan for Easton Community Access Television. Thank you for watching. We will have our boys basketball game coming up at around 6:30.
Oliver Ames High School Sports home game coverage is underwritten in part by Bank of Easton, Premier Properties, Law Office of Sutton & Sutton, Easton Historical Society and Museum. ECAT would like to thank all sponsors for making coverage of all this year's home games possible.